Hi kindergartners, I am back again today with another read aloud for you, and I switched it this time from bears, we've been doing a lot with bears, to one about a bird. This one is called The Little Red Bird, and it is by Nick Bruel, and he is the author and illustrator of this one. So let's see what happens to the little red bird. You can see it starts out on this page, and he is inside the house in this little cage right here. Have you ever heard of a little red bird who lived in a cage made of gold? She had all she could need. She had water, she had seed, and plenty to read, I've been told. Have you ever heard of the little red bird who looked out her cage one fine day? Through the curtains of lace was a curious place that looked far, far away. It had a sky that was blue, and green grass was there too, and things that she thought were called trees. Though her cage was quite neat, it was also petite. Petite's another word for small. She could not spread her wings with much ease. How could I roam from this place that's my home? She thought to herself by and by. I have all I need to eat, drink, and read, but I've always wanted to fly. Then in front of her eyes was quite a surprise. The door was open, it's true. It looked scary out there. Should she leave? Should she dare? I wonder what you would do. Would you go out? Would you stay in? Have you ever heard of the little red bird who hopped out of her cage without fear? She hopped onto a rug and she said with a shrug, I could get used to it out here. She hopped onto a book, then a desk, then a hook, then a chair that was painted blue. She hopped onto a bed, then a lamp that was red, to have a better view. I don't mean to complain, but I'm hopping in vain. The room's just too small for flight. I need a bit more room, a place where I'd soar, a bigger room. That might be all right. Through the curtains of lace, she saw that curious place that looked very far, far away. I could never go there, she said with despair. But it might be nice if someday. Then in front of her eyes was quite a surprise. The window was open, it's true. It looked scary out there. Should she leave? Should she dare? I wonder what you would do. Would you leave the house if you were the little red bird? Have you ever heard of the little red bird who stepped out for the very first time? With all of her might, she leaped into flight, chirping, "The world is mine!" The sky was so blue as she glided and flew through the air with the greatest of ease. She felt very proud as she soared through a cloud and back down to the ground on a breeze. Flying is the best. Who needs a nest or a cage or a little dark room? I'll fly here, I'll fly there. I'll fly everywhere. Maybe I'll fly to the moon. But before flying to space, there's that curious place that I had seen before. So she quickened her pace and flew to that place that was far, far away no more. Have you ever heard of the little red bird who flew like a fiery spark straight toward the sun? She wouldn't be done till she came to what we call a park. Ooh, that far, far away place was a park. She had never been to one. Everything is so green. It's like nothing I've seen. Hey, what's that over there? Those are flowers, I declare. There's so much to do, and the sky is so blue. They call them trees, I think. I'm just tickled pink. There's so much to discover. I may never recover. No cage to be kept in. What have I just stepped in? She flew all afternoon, singing a tune about a few of her favorite things, until finally she lit on a branch where she'd sit and rest her little red wings. There she is. The sun was going down on the small, sleepy town that she saw in the tree from up high. Night would come soon, along with the moon and the stars that danced in the sky. Here's the little town. But I don't feel quite right, she said at dawn's light. Something is missing indeed. I want something to drink, and I'm hungry, I think, and I wish I had something to read. Do you think she's missing home, maybe a little bit? And then in front of her eyes was quite a surprise. You'll see it when you turn the page. She saw far away a house that was gray. And through the curtains of lace, a familiar place. Inside a room that was plain was her former domain, a thing made of gold, all shiny and cold. What she saw from up there was her cage. She thought she would stay and live freely each day, here in the park, 'neath the sky. Then she thought she'd go back, where there was nothing that she lacked, though she'd never be able to fly. Have you ever heard of the little red bird who had some thinking to do? Should she stay? Should she go? She just didn't know. Here she is. She's in the park where she can fly freely. Here's her home with her cage and her food and her water and her things to read. She didn't know what to do. Well, I wonder, what would you do? And boys and girls, I wish that I could hear all of your thoughts right now, boys and girls, because I love to know after I'm finished reading this book, what would you do if you were that little red bird? Would you want to stay in the park and fly freely? Or would you want to be in your cage safely with your water and your food and something to read? Maybe that's something that you can journal about, or maybe that's something that you can talk about with mom and dad, see what their choices would be, or let them know what yours would be. All right, boys and girls, until next time, I'll see ya.